look around you. Where you are right now, as you're watching this, look around your house. There are tools you have you're not using that can actually fetch you a whole lot of funds.
Forget about what people are saying. Don't listen to what people are saying. What people say about you or think about you is none of your business.
Many entrepreneurs want to build a business at the same time feed from the business. It cannot work. In Lagos,
but you just get to do something. Stop waiting for manna to fall from heaven.
Never you at any point think you have 100% strength. It's not possible. So as a leader, you focus on your strength 100%, then your weakness, you get someone to fill it in. Now, the person you are bringing in, ensure that the person's weakness is your strength.
You have to come with something to the table. So what are you coming with as a woman? What are you bringing? Is it your intellect? Is it your beauty? We all know that beauty doesn't help anybody. If not, I'll be where Dangote is today.
Please, if you are listening to me, don't try and sell what is not sellable if you don't have the funds to push it.
Thank you for connecting with Simeon Ononobi today. Live sessions hold every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Please turn on post notifications for live updates.
I can't hear you if you can hear me.
Hey, it's Tuesday, 19th of May 2020. That brings a lot of emotions. Is it good, bad? Is it wonderful? Is it terrible? I don't know what you're feeling right now, but my name is Simeon Ononobi. I am the CEO at Connected Analytics. You also know us as Thank You Cash, and I am the host of today's program, Connecting with Simeon Ononobi. Now, today I have with me Opeyemi Ajayi. He's already in the room, he's in the studio, and he's raring to go. Now, I'm going to give you a brief of the program while we wait for people to join in. As usual, the program is going to be live both on Facebook and YouTube. And you can connect on both legs. I'm going to get Opeyemi into the room. Opeyemi is the executive director of Genesis Cinema. Executive director of Genesis Cinema. He is the one that runs the group. He is Oga at the top. I think we have some technical issues with Opeyemi's link. Opeyemi, are you in the room?
I'm here. I'm not sure what happened. I'm here. Sorry, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. So your video, I don't know. Would you want to leave the studio and come back so that your video can?
I think it's fine. Can you hear me? Is it good?
I can hear you perfectly, but I can't see your video.
Oh, really? I know the
audience will want to see your face.
Okay. So what do you want me to do? I should leave and come back?
Yes. That would be a perfect.
Okay. So let me just try and do that.
Cool. So we're booting him out of the studio while I get people. Yeah, I see interesting people joining. I see a lot of people already joining. As usual, we're going to be having this, like I said, on YouTube. If you go, you type "Connect with Simeon Ononobi," you would see the link, and you can join us. Or on Facebook Live, search for facebook.com/Simeon Ononobi, or just type my name, Simeon Ononobi, and you can connect with us and watch this live. So the program was brought to you based on a yearning of people to figure out how to make it in a society called Nigeria, how to bring a lot of people together, both investors, both job seekers, mentors, bring everybody together and try and see how we can create a lasting relationship. we are all about relationships. We are about building infrastructure for people to thrive. So today we brought in Opey is back in the room. We brought Opey all the way from Genesis Cinemas. That's a huge group. It's a multi-billion naira establishment that gives us, like, I watch movies almost every weekend. Opey knows me very well. I mean, I go there to watch movies, to relax my legs and enjoy myself. So bringing Opey is like bringing up guy at the top. You know, you never see these guys, like they're always at the background.
Simeon.
So it's my pleasure. It's my honor. It is absolutely refreshing to have Opeyemi Ajayi, the big gun himself, in the house today. Opey, how are you doing
Thanks.
today?
Very good. I hope you can see me now. I hope
Yes,
everything is-
perfectly. We can see you.
I'm well. Your introduction is, I don't know, rather, but I mean, happy to be here. Glad to be joining everyone. So thanks for having me.
Cool. I tell people, opportunity, preparation. Once they clash, they make you successful. So, Opey is someone that hires. He hires people. He fires people, and he grows a business. So, if you meet him, please connect with him. He is a big gun. So today we'll be talking about the present, the past, and the future. So we're going to start with the past. So, Opey, you'd have, as the usual procedure of the program, you have to tell us about your past. What brought this dream? Like, how did you ever, growing up, think to yourself, "Hey, one day I'll be sitting up more on top of a multi-billionaire establishment, and I'll be calling the shots and stuff like that"? And I've known you for a while. You've been there for some time. So growing around the ranks, I've seen you travel around the world, bringing us entertainment from all far and wide. You've done a lot for us in Nigeria, in Lagos in particular. And you're still growing. You're still doing some amazing stuff, which we're going to be talking about later today. I saw some posts on what you're doing post-COVID, and even within this COVID era, trying to bring us entertainment. So tell us about your past. What makes Opey? Who is Opey?
Okay, thanks very much. I'll try and limit it to the things that I think people want to hear. So I'm not going to bore you with too much. My name is Opeyemi Ajayi. Currently I'm executive director for Genesis Cinemas. Genesis Group executive director, but I oversee the cinema business and entertainment. Genesis has a number of businesses: cinemas, restaurants, hotels, industrial catering, real estate, and all. So I currently oversee the cinemas and entertainment division of the group. I've been here for 7 years,
Wow.
a bit over 7 years. Prior to that, I'll come back to Genesis. Prior to that, I studied actuarial science in the University of Lagos. Actuarial science is it's a maths-based course. It's like insurance, statistics, that sort of thing. I went into banking first. So I worked in a few banks. At the time, FSB International was my first place of work. I did FCMB at some point. And I did a bit of investment banking as well. I worked in ARM. And after a while, I thought, I want to be my own boss. I want to be an entrepreneur. So I took a step to go and run my own business. I was consulting for people because I'd done a bit of work in investment banking. So I was actually helping people raise money. I was writing business plans. And then at some point, I also worked a bit with my dad, who's also an entrepreneur in the printing business. So I spent about 4.5 years doing that. So a bit of corporate finance background, a bit of entrepreneurship background. And then in December 2012, I joined Genesis. I met a friend of mine who we used to consult together for other businesses. Suggested that I met the owner of Genesis. This was around July 2012. So we had a meeting, and at the time, I wasn't really looking for a job in quotes, because I think I'd gone through the worst phase of the startup. I thought I was beginning to get into my own. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to now leave at the time when I thought things were getting better. This was about 4.5 years into being on my own. But I had a good discussion with the founder and group managing director, and it progressed. I thought, and I remember thinking to myself that even though I was in quote self-sufficient, I realized that there was something missing. I saw the scale of his vision and the sort of things we talked about. It wasn't even really an interview. It was just a discussion. And then he at the time took me to a hotel he was building, and it just made a big impression on me. And I thought, you know what, maybe I can learn something here. I've always loved movies, so they made me an offer to be at the time general manager for Genesis Cinemas. I thought, give it a shot. You have nothing to lose. In fact, I kept debating it. Should I not? My brother at the time, my immediate older brother, says, "What do you have to lose? Just go, just even try and see if it's something that you would like." And it's been over 7 years since then. It's been an interesting journey. Clearly, I'm in an area where I really love the entertainment sector. I'm also in an industry that is growing. It's very early stages in the industry. So quite excited about the possibilities of it. Some people find it a bit daunting because everything changes. Movies are released every week. Things are changing. Industry is changing. Technology is changing. But I think that's what actually keeps me going. Is the excitement of sometimes you don't even know what's going to happen next. I mean, who would have imagined that when we were doing a budget in January, who would have thought that we'll be dealing with COVID now? I mean, it's almost unbelievable. And it's hit our sector terribly. But, even in it, we have to keep thinking out of the box and innovating and saying, what can we do instead of just sitting there and waiting? And how can we evolve, as a business? So, I mean, in a nutshell, that's really what, that's where I am.
Cool. Yeah, you talked about where you've been and how you got into the gig with Genesis, but how has it been working with Genesis, like as a group? How has it been with them? Like yes, today you are a group executive director, but before you got there, you took instructions from people. You got bullied around.
I still take instructions.
Yeah, So I mean, being from where you started 7 years ago till today, what has changed? What would you say is different today?
It's been an interesting journey. It's been an interesting journey. So I mean, there's been a lot of growth, and for me, that's very important. I think that in any business, whether private or anywhere you work, you either grow or you die. There's just no other alternative. So if I look at the cinema specifically, when I joined, it was 3 cinemas. Today we're 10. Even at the time when it was 3, it was really 2 because one of them was really not doing well. So we shut that down. We've opened 10 cinemas, so we have 10 cinemas across the country. This year we're going to Cameroon, where even in spite of COVID, we had started some expansion, which we will follow through. So Cameroon will open this year. It's going to be the first multiplex in Cameroon. We're opening a new auditorium called ScreenX. ScreenX is a new technology. And what typically happens is a 270-degree technology that beams in front of you and around you. So it gives you a really immersive experience. The first of that is opening in Port Harcourt. It will open this year. So, I mean, I would say that Genesis has always, for me, been a place where we keep pushing boundaries. One of the things that, about the leadership is never being satisfied with status quo, never getting to a point where you say that you have arrived. There's always, moving to the next level. And what you can do, I'm moving to the next level, I'm moving to the next level. There's never a point where you said, you know what, now I can rest. You sort of keep moving. And I think to a certain extent, that's what life is. You keep moving, you keep doing new things because the world is changing. The only thing that's constant, about life is change. So I'll say it's a place where, we keep pushing boundaries. The cinema sector is a sector that is still relatively new in Nigeria. Everything we do, pretty much, we pretty much mirror what is done abroad. So there's not a lot of skill in that sector in Nigeria. So a lot of things we innovate and we have to be ingenious to be able to create the same results that we have internationally. And still, we're regulated by international standards as well. I'm members of the Global Cinema Federation, as well as the Cinema Exhibition Association of Nigeria. So for us, it's an interesting journey. And I think this also applies to all other businesses in the group. So we keep pushing boundaries. Nigeria is a very difficult country to do business. you think about everything. You have to think about everything and deal with everything. And so for us, it's a constant challenge. It's a daily challenge, but it's a journey that is worth it. It's a journey that we continue to look to the future. And we're happy every step of the way. Celebrate the little wins, and we keep going.
Cool. I mean, quick one. So I've been seeing some questions. They've started hammering you with a lot of questions already. So I mean,
they should be gentle with me.
We're not there yet. Pastor Harrison, Ayitete just joined us. Great one. Thanks for coming on board. I see a lot of wonderful guys joining in. Thanks for coming on board. So like I said, I'm talking to Opeyemi Ajayi, Genesis Group Executive Director at Genesis Group. He runs Genesis Cinemas, and he's making it what we see it is today. So I'm going to take some questions from different sides. So there are a lot of people watching today. Genesis hires probably over 100 people.
So Genesis Group hires over 2,000 people.
Wow.
Yeah, Genesis Cinemas hires over 350 people.
Wow. So you hire over 350 people. So it means that even the government doesn't want Genesis to have issues right now.
No, I'm sure they don't want that.
So what do you look out for? Like, two questions, and I'm going to make it like an A and B. These are questions that people throw in during, when I mention that you're going to be on board, and people want me to ask you this question. So the major thing is, like Genesis, we know is owned by an Easterner. Opeyemi is a Westerner. Like, hey, God for that reason, where is it in this whole story? Like people believe that it's not possible for you to be on top of an organization that you don't have family ties, you don't have like a godfather in there. Like you just have someone. There's this great guy. Okay, he could do the job. Like, let him come and interviews and he gets the job. And some years he's still there and he's still on top of the thing. So, what would you say it is possible? I know it's possible based on your story, but would you say people should make sure they get to that point where they don't believe in God for that reason and they can just do their thing? What was different for you? How did you just walk in and you got the job?
Okay, so there are two things. First of all, a lot of the credit obviously goes to the group managing director and founder, the director as well of the business, because of the open-mindedness and the fact that they are really about value. Okay, I mean, it's not too many people are like that, but there are people like that. However, on the other side of things, one of the things I find with a lot of people is they come in with premonitions already. And sometimes you are tainted by your own beliefs. So you come in already, and we live in a world where those things happen. There is godfatherism, there is there are tribal issues, there are gender issues. These things happen in everywhere. It's just the reality of the country. There are racist issues. It's the reality of the world that we live in. However, you do yourself a disservice if that becomes your focus, or that becomes what affects your judgment on everything. I mean, you sort of want to, I think that what you focus on grows. So if you are somebody who, for example, you think that because you belong to a certain tribe, then you'll be disadvantaged. You are likely to have more, even when there's no problem, you will see more of those problems because you're already programmed, and believe that that's what you're going to see. On the other hand, if you're someone that you don't magnify those issues, even when you're faced with those issues, you tend to find a way around it. Somebody asked me a similar question, similar to what you said, and a very simple example. We were working with a client a few years back, and the client, incidentally, this client is a multinational organization. However, the people in the taking decisions in that organization belong to a different tribe, and they had a problem dealing with me. It was clear that was what the problem was. Okay, and in fact, one of them even told me, so it's not like I was guessing, that how can I be the one that they have to deal with? After all, the owner is not from. It was clear. The guy, he didn't even. And I mean, initially, I first I thought I might imagining things and all of that. But I could have said, you know what, it's a lost cause. After I can't change my tribe now, So, but what I did was very simple. I took it as a challenge. Fortunately, at that time, we were looking for head of operations for that business. And tactically, I recruited somebody who was, because it was an important client. So I recruited someone who sort of fits the profile and was also good at the job. Obviously, the person didn't know that it was a consideration for me. And almost like magic, as soon as the person came on board, I said, this is the clients that we're doing business with. We have this. Can you call this person? And the relationship became very smooth. I mean, you can say, oh, it's wrong, is this, but at the end of the day, for me, it's really about getting the results. So if the client is happy at the end of the day, the organization is happy, we are happy, the business is making money, I'm not going to sit down and dwell on it and say, look, oh, this is what the problem is. Why don't you? I find that a lot of people, a lot of my friends who take these things as challenges, whether it is a challenge you face based on gender or based on tribe or based on color of skin, people who look at it, and I'm not in any way playing down those things. I'm not even saying I know that those things are real, but people who don't personalize it, step back and deal with it. I've had people who we did business, they didn't like me from the get-go for whatever reason. But we become best of friends after a while, of getting to know each other. Sometimes it's really just about persevering, sometimes it's about changing strategy, but you will never have a world where everybody is going to like you. It's never going to happen. You will never have a world where everybody is of your own tribe, of your own religion, it will never happen. So the sooner you're aware of it, because you'll be foolish to also act as if it's not there. You're aware of it and you don't personalize it and you deal with it strategically. Say, look, I have this problem, or this is always a barrier. What can I do? Doesn't mean I'm going to work extra hard. Doesn't mean I'm going to recruit somebody. Doesn't mean I'm going to have to prove certain things. Because look, at the end of the day, I believe that we're all looking for the same thing, which is value, more money, happiness. We're all looking for the same things. That's the truth. So if at the end of the day, people can see that they can get what they're looking for, your color of your skin, your tribe, those things will matter less. And then the more they get to know you better, those things will matter less. So I would say that's generally what, how I've dealt with,
Wow.
such things.
Wow. Good stuff. Do away with sentiment, just get the results. Like if you have to do anything, just get the results. And that's what is most important. So it's not about godfatherism. It's not about, I'm Igbo, I'm Yoruba, I'm Hausa, so I have to do this. Just get the results. Like it's there.
Yeah,
We
that's
get the results. Great stuff. I have to start taking questions. Like questions keep coming. Like so I asked a two-pronged question. So when you're hiring, you don't look at the sentiments right now, right? You don't.
So we're looking for attitude usually. Again, because our industry is relatively new, there's not a lot of experience hire. We're looking for attitude. We're looking for willingness to learn. It's harder to find people willing to learn when they're more advanced in their career. That's the truth, because people more advanced in their career have a set way of doing things. Every now and then you find people who are willing to change, adjust, learn. I think sometimes the most dangerous thing about experience hire is that they've done something that worked for them all their lives. So now you come to a different organization and you have to change that whole approach. You struggle, and I guess that's just life. So, but every now and then you find one person who is willing to make those changes, who's willing to learn a new way. And learning a new way is never the problem. Unlearning the old ways sometimes is the problem. So for us, we look out for attitude and people's willingness to learn at any level, whether you are entry level or you are even coming at the general manager level, because you may know certain things. Obviously, if we're recruiting at a senior level, it's because we have certain expectations. We definitely have certain expectations. But also you must be willing to learn other things as well. So it's a balance, it's a mix of the two. But I would say if there's one thing we're really looking at for is that willingness and that commitment as well. I find that a lot of people sometimes are not as committed. They say it, but they're not as committed in terms of what they're willing to do in terms of their actions. Can they do the extra hours? Can they do? I mean, you can be legalistic and say, oh, why should I put in extra hours when they're not paying me for it and blah, blah, blah. And you're right. But sometimes, those extra hours is what's going to make a difference between you and the next person. Is from doing those hours that you will learn things that you didn't know. I just find that a lot of people sometimes are not willing to put in that extra commitment. I think what's helped me is because I spent about 4.5 years working for myself. So is my habit. It's not about what I can't even work any other way, to be honest with you. I'd rather walk away than be half-hearted in anything. So that commitment has to be there. Obviously, you have to also look out for yourself in terms of the economics of it, but that commitment to be able to do things, even not necessarily without asking for payment first, or is something that you just have to learn to do. So for us, it's important.
Wow, you heard it here first. Willingness to learn, and attitude. Two things Okwe looks out for when he hires. And once you have that, just get my email, connect with Simeon@gmail.com, send me an email, shoot me an email. If you have these two major qualities, I can, network you with Okwe and get in front of him. So two things: willingness to learn and attitude. These are two things that it's really not common with staff. But I'm going to flip it now to the customer side. How do you keep customers coming? How do you? So there's been this argument for the past week or two where I've seen companies that have focused on customers, like they focus all their energy on making sure customers are happy, customers get what they need and what they want. They get, details. Like I run a company that does purely cashbacks, and customers get customer details, keep feeding them. What would you say? How do you keep your customers coming back for more? Like you got me hooked on something. I don't know what it is. You got me hooked on. I don't know what it is. But there's something that you've hooked me on. But how do you keep customers coming? Because every time I come to Genesis, it's numbers, it's increasing. And once you take this question, we'll take all the other questions coming from the forum.
So the thing, I think, one of the most important things for us is we try not to take customers for granted. We understand that customers have options, okay? And in the hospitality and the service business, it's extremely difficult to particularly pass down that culture to the staff. We sort of always, and we keep questioning, is actually a work in progress. We keep asking ourselves, what are the things we can do differently? How can we keep our customers happy? What are the things we can do? How can we also preempt the things that they're not thinking about, that they want? And how can we ensure that they have a good experience? I mean, across all our sites, even in terms of the design of the locations. So some of the newer locations we're doing is a totally different design, and it's also informed by the feedback we've gotten from customers and what customers say that they want and how we see customers react to certain things. For us, I think it's an ongoing process, and also is also about paying attention to details and paying attention to what people are saying. We have a feedback mechanism. We take a lot of feedback online, surveys. We also watch customer reactions. There are times when I personally just go and sit in the location, and I'm not even there. I'm just there to watch what customers are doing. I mean, as anyone can imagine, for a service business, it's not very easy in Nigeria. You have people who just don't buy into that whole service culture. So you have to keep training and retraining. It's one of the things that we also do, and one of the things that we think we can even do a lot better in terms of training and retraining. Also, we have a program of trying to constantly refresh our locations and renovate, introduce new technology. The things that we always do. So sometimes, some businesses, that's why, I mean, the group has been around for 29 years. Genesis Cinemas has been around for 10 years. And I think one of the reasons why we've been in business this long and continue to expand is because of that, ability to innovate and reinvent every now and then. You have some businesses that, they have a 3-4 year strong run, and then the decline starts, It's also about financial discipline, because the ability to innovate also sometimes, if you have excess cash or what you seem to be excess cash, it is not actually excess cash. That money sometimes is for reinvesting into the business. So I'm also fortunate to work with directors and owners who understand and have a long-term approach to this. I think these are some of the things that we try to do to
Cool.
keep people coming. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm going to take one of the questions now. So Olamide Adewumi says, how has the effect of COVID-19 affected the business?
I was waiting. I knew that question didn't come. I was surprised.
And what you know, waiting by
I would have been surprised if that question didn't come.
Yeah. So
obviously, as everybody knows, cinemas all over the country, all over the world, shut down. Some people have started reopening. Obviously, because of COVID is a respiratory illness, so it becomes even more. In fact, somebody said COVID came because of cinemas to come and make sure to come and shut cinemas down. So the effect is, as you can imagine, very huge. What we've done over the last 2 weeks, we've done a bit of research, actually 3 weeks, on driving cinemas. We think that, it's not comparable to what we're currently doing, but we think it's a way to keep in touch with our customers. So this weekend, we're going to be launching driving cinema. You heard it here first. It's happening this weekend. However, the reason why we haven't publicized as much is because we need to get necessary states and approvals for it. And essentially, driving cinema is you mount a screen outdoor and you drive in and you watch a movie in your car and all of those things. For us, it's a way to keep in touch with our customers. It's a way to continue to get people entertained in the safest way possible. We don't know how long COVID is going to last, but we know it's not going to last forever. We also believe that human beings are made for connection, not for isolation. So the idea that cinemas will not bounce back, we don't believe that. We think things will change. We think you see new technology. I spoke about ScreenX earlier. You're going to see a lot of that in our cinemas. You're going to see new innovations in our cinema, because now movie watching is no longer just coming to see a movie. It's really about the entire experience. We're upgrading our sound, we're upgrading our screens. So it's going to give people a reason to keep coming back. So that's what we've thought of doing. We're going to start in about 4 locations over the next 1 week across the country.
Wow.
Depending on how long COVID lasts. But we have to just keep at this and keep people going on. So that's what we're doing at the moment.
So Olamide, you heard it. I probably will get you a ticket for free. I would figure that out with Opeyemi. So Olamide, you get a cool ticket for asking that question. Okay, so she's already asked. So she said, please, I have to experience that. Cool.
Yes, they will post all information as soon as they're ready.
Yeah, so another question that everybody wants to know about, so I'm going to take this further. Are you thinking about, competition is going offline right now? So you've heard about, Disney forming their own streaming service. You've heard about, all the cinema houses trying to create new stuff. Quibi, a new app that just came out, gives you 10 minutes bite movie experience on your phone. Is Genesis thinking about, ever streaming? Are you thinking about, the Genesis app that would allow me to sit in my house and just stream or stream directly to my TV or my Roku device or any device? Are you thinking about that? Is that in the pipeline? And you don't have to reveal secret because of competition, because that's the next question.
No, it's not in the pipeline, but we are seriously considering it. And the reason why I said it's not in the pipeline is that people sometimes think that once you're in the movie business, then you can do streaming, you can do this, you can do that. It's a completely different business. Launching a business online streaming is an entirely different business from what we currently do. So while we have some advantage because we're already in the film business, it doesn't automatically translate into success. It doesn't mean that you can put the film online and then it starts to sell. It's two different things. A lot of the research we've done has shown that most of the people doing it are losing money. The success rate is very, very low. A few successes, okay, but success rate is extremely low. So for us, the question is, the fear which everybody has is, will streaming take away cinemas, and all of that. I think that, like I'd said before, I think what it's going to do. So if you look at the history of cinema has evolved over the years, and I think that each of the evolution has been a function of the times, consumer behavior, and and technology. So today you have large format screens like ScreenX, like IMAX, like 4DX. Is a response to a lot of the online streaming as well. And so, like I said earlier, you're going to see a lot of those improvements in our own cinemas as well. The reason why we're doing that is because movie watching is no longer really about just watching any movie in the cinema. One of the things I also think will happen over the next 3-4 years is that the kind of films that go online and the kind of films that go in cinema, there will be clear distinction between those films. In the past, it wasn't really clear. What you're going to see, because you see the technology that we're going to start using to show films, it won't make any sense to put a film that is purely conversational on it, or that doesn't have the effects. I mean, some of the sound effects that are being done now, Dolby Atmos for people who are really big in cinema, it's really, I mean, it engages your senses.
Wow, yeah.
So there's a film that is not formatted to those, that doesn't carry those formats, then there's really no point. So you may find in another 2 to 5 years that the sort of films, there's certain films that will come to cinema, there's certain films that will go online. But our own belief, and we continue to watch. We don't. I mean, in fact, what I'm saying today is what it is today. I don't know what's going to be tomorrow. But our own belief is that cinema and online streaming businesses will operate hand in hand for the nearest future. We continue to keep an eye on online streaming services, but we haven't made a move into it yet. Because ultimately, as well, I mean, it's a business. It has to make money at the end of the day. So that's our opinion on that. And that's my opinion.
Cool. Someone, Daniel Ogwechi, I think this was the comment. It is with joy seeing young professionals heading a big company like yours. Please innovate and make Dynasty Cinemas the better one. So this is just a comment.
Thank you.
There's another question that was posted directly for anonymity's sake. Oh, okay. So yeah, okay, I'm going to take that question, Steve. So there's a question that goes like this: what's the appetite of Genesis when it comes to partnership? Like, are you building stuff out yourself, or are you looking at partners to handle certain stuff? What's your appetite to partnership? So would you partner with Steven is an entrepreneur with a photographic company? Do you partner with such, to do different things, or would you just build out your stuff? Because a lot of people have, I said in the past, most Nigerian businesses, it's difficult to partner with them because they just build out the stuff themselves. So why partner? Genesis is worth billions. Why just partner? Why not just build it out? What appetite do you have in partnerships?
So it depends on partnerships in what area. So there's certain things we've built internally. Certain skills we've developed internally. Building out cinemas, we know how to do it internally. Should we go and partner with somebody? The problem is that we're not even convinced that, and I say this with all sense of respect, we're not even convinced that the person can do better than us. The reason being that how many cinemas are in the country and how many cinemas have been built? Of all the cinemas that have been built, we probably built 30% of them. So it's a bit difficult. In areas where we don't have strength, we're very happy to partner. In areas where we don't have strength. So it will depend primarily on what the person is bringing to the table. We're not averse to partnering. I'll give you a simple example. This the outdoor driving cinema that we're doing, we're partnering with people because on certain areas we don't have those strengths. Our brand, we're known as the cinema brand, but the person supplying the screens for outdoor is different because it's not the same screens we use indoor. We're also working with someone who has plans to do this thing for the long term. We're not looking at it for the long term. We're looking at certain maybe public short times, this sort of period, so we're partnering with a number of people on this project. So we're not averse to partnering, but if we're partnering, you have to bring in something that we don't have. You know,
I'm sure
so I
the
think the
value.
challenge usually with partnering is when people bring something that you don't have, or I want to say for project, I want to fit out a cinema screen. I can do it for, so just sake of argument, 50 million naira. You want to do for 100 million naira. Why should I partner with you? You know, I mean, you get what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I've probably done it more times than you have done it. So it will not make any sense to partner. But in areas where we are weak, you know, and we do understand that we're weak in certain areas, we're very happy to partner. You know?
Guys, you heard it here again. The first time Genesis is willing to partner, show the value, they will partner with you. To show them the value, show them what it is that they're missing, what they don't have, and they will be happy to partner with you. I am going to quickly run through. So it's the same question. Stephen is asking, how are you maneuvering the pandemic and still keeping business afloat? What measures have you taken? Stephen, hey, drive through. You're going to be having drive through very, very soon. So if you have more questions, please shoot your questions, and I'll be happy to take them. Yeah, so looking into the future, you've talked about, your staffing, you're willing to help people get jobs. One, they can show you two major value proposition from them, which is attitude and willingness and commitment to work. Now, you've also talked about partnerships. Genesis is happy to partner. If you have wonderful ideas and you can help them navigate this period, please shoot an email. I would connect you straight with Ope, and you guys can have a conversation around that. So you also talked about paying attention to details, feedback, customer reaction, getting customer details, knowing your customer, building your brand based on customer behavior and customer needs. In this time, what are you doing for your customers? Apart from the drive-through, are you reaching them at home? What is it? What is making you different from competition? Because next question comes this way. It says, how has Genesis been able to deal with competition? Like you've stayed, I looked at Genesis for 29 years, 10 years cinemas. Like you guys just do not want to go away. Like you guys are there hustling it and doing it and expanding, not dying, expanding. Like you guys keep expanding. Like, what is it? How do you deal with competition?
So is two things mainly. Number one is innovation. And innovation is a very loose word. When we talk about innovation, sometimes people think that innovation means, you have to come up with one fantastic idea. Yeah, for us, sometimes innovation, like I was talking about projects earlier, is building out cinemas at half the cost that others are building. Sometimes that's what innovation is. So in terms of cost management, we're very, very innovative. We deal with a lot of suppliers at, across the world to help us deliver the value that we're able to deliver. Sometimes those are the little things. So innovation cuts across a lot of things. Innovation sometimes also means that you will not take certain decisions that maybe seem appropriate to everybody else. But when you do the numbers, it doesn't make sense. So you innovate within your confines, as the case may be, and ensure that because there are a lot of things that we see today that we know that are not economically viable in the long term. Okay. However, you have to find a way to continue to beat competition, even during those periods as well. So for us, innovation is very important. It's also about new ideas. Sometimes it's about new film food. Sometimes, I was surprised over the last 1 week, not surprised, but somewhat surprised as well and happy. Over the last 1 week, when people kept telling me, you guys should just at least, even if you don't open, sell popcorn.
Yeah,
really?
I know my wife is for your popcorn. Like, she sent me to go and buy popcorn. Like, literally, no movie, nothing. Go to Genesis, go and buy popcorn.
Sometimes I think that people are just being polite. And then someone said to me that in fact, two people, and whenever they're traveling out of the country, the children insist that they must bring Genesis popcorn. I'm like, are you serious? So I didn't even know that we were sitting on something. But I also remember when we started taking steps to improve this popcorn and how we went for suppliers and tested different types of corn and tested different recipes. So for me, I was happy that the customers responded positively to it. I mean, I'm not in any way thinking that it is perfect all the time. But obviously, there's something that we need to keep doing. So sometimes when we even talk about innovation, it may be things as little as that. So it was interesting that a good number of people said to me that one of the major reasons why they come to Genesis is because of popcorn. So as far as they're concerned, we're at par with everybody else. As far as they are concerned, that's one way. But this popcorn, I'm not going to miss it. So we're actually even considering doing delivery for popcorn because we've been getting unbelievable requests for popcorn.
Wow.
Sometimes that's really what, is some of the little things that we sort of just try and pay attention to detail to, and that's really how you do a competition. And it's really about doing these things consistently over the long term, And I think that's the only way. Respond to your customers, remain innovative, and be consistent over the long term, And over time, the customers know who is thinking about them and who is building the business around the customer and innovating and all of those things. So that's the best way we deal with it.
Just talking about popcorn now, like I'm just remembering how they ship me out of the house and they say, "Hey, just pass through the pounds and make sure you get popcorn." And I'm like, "I'm watching movies tonight. Just get popcorn. Just get the popcorn." And I'm like, you actually find people make decisions just because of popcorn. Like it's that simple. So what you're telling us today is just listen to your customers. What is your customer saying? Don't go and start buying hamburgers and buying a cow and start selling cows when customers are asking for just popcorn. So just listen to your customers. Guys, you're an entrepreneur out there, you're building a business. Listen to your customers. Don't build what the customers don't want and innovate around what the customer wants. So right now you might be having Genesis home delivery popcorn. Now,
yes,
it would be cool. It would be cool to have that. So we're running to an end, and everybody, Olamide, yes, hold me to that. You have a free drive-through ticket from us. Here I connect with Simeon and Ononobi, and you shall be given that. So just running around through what you've said so far. So I have another question. Smart Tango would be willing to invest in a food firm. Okay, so I can't take that question. I think that's the question for Friday. We have an investor coming into house. But if you want to ask, people are asking, where do you invest in businesses? I don't think that's a good question for him. So I'm not going to throw that question to him, except you want to ask the question. But tune in on Friday. We have an investor coming into the house, so you can ask that question. Smart agro technology.
I have a question for you, Simeon.
Please go.
How did you start this? I have known you to be a tech entrepreneur. So now you're interviewing people and.
This is new. So the guest now becomes the host, so the host becomes the guest. Okay, so a lot of people come to me. Yes, I have formed businesses, I've exited, I've made money, I have crashed companies, I've built companies. And while I was just getting a lot of feedback from people saying, we can't do this, we can't do that, staff is a problem, companies complain, investors complain, founders complain. And I just keep hearing complaints every day. And I'm like, wait, I'm doing this on a small scale where I just talk to people one-on-one, try to advise them one-on-one, try to get friends to advise them, try to get people that I know are doing certain stuff to, do stuff. And I'm like, hey, wait, what is it? My partner calls me and says, yeah, just do this, make it public, talk to people. So I have a executive producer in-house that is put this out there. And just get people together. So for instance, someone like you, people see you as a god. Like, is it possible to do this or is it possible to do that? And people come to me and say it's not possible. And I'm like, no, I know someone that is doing it. So let me bring this person and come and tell that story. So for me, it's more about connecting people. Like I've brought in, founders, I've brought in entrepreneurs, and I'm going to bring in staff one day to just talk about their experience and how they're doing stuff. We're having investors coming in. Investors that put money in me when there was nothing, So why? What are the things to look out for? So it's not just about building a business. You said a lot of things today about even staffing. People think it is piling up their, CVs and piling up their adding up a lot of things that gets them the job. But you just said two things, that people actually don't look at. And I cannot advise the world. So it's better to bring an expert that knows it, that does it every day to advise them. So it's not just coming from me, it's coming from the community. And that's why I'm trying to build this community where, the guys like you can come and advise. And, so it's not just coming from Simeon. It's not from one angle, it's from everybody. You are Yoruba. I know you very well. You're Pali, your friend. We've done business together. We've done stuff together. You're friend of the family and stuff like that. And I remember when I first met you, it was like, hey, I was introduced to the chairman to do stuff, and I'm like, meet this Yoruba guy, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, how can we leapfrog this behavior and this belief, so, and that's why I decided to start this program. So for me, it is just giving back, just helping connect people, helping connect staff, getting people's jobs, getting them investments, getting them how to raise their companies. So at the end of the day, I mean, we get a real country. It's not just complain. Like people complain a lot. I can complain from now to next year. I can complain forever. Like businesses not working and stuff like that. But you just keep innovating. So for me, it's just a give back. It's leveraging platform just to give back, as much as I can. Like my staff will hear me every day and they're like, okay, it's getting boring. So I'm like, yeah, come on, listen to this person. So it's not just me saying it. You can achieve anything you want. Just put it in mind that you can achieve. Once you can leapfrog that, be Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, be Efik, be whatever it is, you can achieve it. So let people come and tell you can achieve it. I mean, I've had an NYC person that became CEO. I've had, someone that I worked with. I was just a regular, support person that is now running one of the biggest African groups. I've had different people come, and they were just regular people, normal people, and they became something. So, and success is not having billions for me. It's having something comfortable enough to. I mean, I don't have a car, but I'm very comfortable. So it's not about
you have to have a car.
So it's like it's not about Lamborghinis and stuff like that. It's what makes me happy and what makes people achieve what they do. Get to advice, and that's why I brought you here so that people can hear that it's possible. I don't have to be able to work with an Hausa man, or I don't have to be outside Yoruba man, but we can actually build stuff and forget all those complaints and just look out for it. Yeah. So thanks, guys. Everybody's clapping. Yeah. Question. So can I take the host back now? Can I take the host of this program back?
Yes.
Yeah. So you've been wonderful coming on this show. Appreciate you. As customary, you've said two things. You've said you want to. You've said two things that you look out for when you're hiring people, and this is a very critical time for us. So I'm going to tell people out there, guys, if you know you can add value, Opey has asked for just three things. Your attitude has to be wonderful. You have to add value, and you have to be committed. So if you think you meet all these things, send me an email. I could set up a meeting and see if you could get into Genesis Group as a staff and work with them and all that. And really, you can grow. So someone just threw this and I just had to publish it. So God bless you for this program. Sincerely appreciate Opeyemi Ajayi. Opey, you've been wonderful. Guys are saying thumbs up, Opey. It's not possible. You say it's Yoruba. Working in an Igbo, no, it's not true. So people don't believe it. It's the stereotype and stigmatization that happens in people's minds that hold them back. And like Opey said, leapfrog that. Yes, it is there. We know it is there. We know that people are going to keep talking about ethnicity, talking about religion, talking about a lot of things, but just focus on what the results are and just hit the results, achieve those results. Tell your friends about this program. Tell everybody. We'll still we might get Opey sometime in the future to come back when we can actually sit in the same room. Hopefully we'll have a program there and actually just talk about how we can help ourselves. Nobody's come to help us. We can help ourselves. So it's great talking to the executive group director of this group. Like, I love this guy. Like, I really like what you're doing at Genesis. It's really, it's wonderful. Like, I hope we can get to that level where we're going to. I have a preview of what we're doing soon, and I'm going to just play a short clip, 1 minute clip on Thank You Cash and what we are releasing very, very soon. Cool. So two things I want to talk about that video. It excites me because, believe it or not, that thing was done by a teenager that works with me. Like, it was done by a teenager. Like, Collins, I don't know if you're listening, but thumbs up, big shout out to you. I know you work with me and I'm your boss, but I really need to have you. You're doing an awesome work. This was a brother that said to me, he walked into my office and said, I just want to learn. I just want to learn. And something funny happened. And I'm going to tell this to the world. This is real life story. Collins came to start a job with us, and he was supposed to start learning. We hired someone else. Someone we're going to pay top dollar. Like, we got him from, I think it was Trace or one of these big groups. And we hired this guy. We bought some, awesome laptops. We bought some stuff we couldn't buy for Collins. We bought some MacBooks and stuff like that, and we handed it over to this guy that Collins was supposed to learn under. And first day at the job, the guy didn't show up, and we're like, "Oh, where's his laptop?" He didn't take his laptop. He still said no. He wanted something else. So we're like, "Let's think about it." He just walks into my office and says, "Boss, but can I try this job? I mean, I know I am here to learn. I mean, I want to just earn 25K, but can I just try?" And today, this guy is working with us. He's earning awesome. He's doing some awesome, amazing job. All the videos you see from Thank You Cash was done by this teenager. He's doing exceptionally well. Like, he's fantastic. And he's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. We're keeping him for the long haul. He's staying with us, and he just sent me that video last night. We're launching a new app that allows us to move merchants online, and you can buy stuff directly from the mobile app. We're creating jobs on the mobile app. We're making sure you can earn cash directly, and we're adding something new. We're giving you cash when you spend at the merchant location. So very soon, when you spend at Genesis, we will give you cash. Like, we would literally give you cash you can spend on other stuff. So that popcorn you want to buy, we'll probably be paying for it for you. So very soon we'll be announcing the launch of the new Thank You Cash 2.0. It will allow you to do a lot of things, and you earn cash back while you do it. Thank you. Shout out to Collins. Collins, I love you with my heart. You know that. God bless you for the video. And he's been doing all the videos you've seen so far, our intros and all that stuff. So it just takes commitment, guys. It's like Ope said, it takes commitment. It takes preparation. Collins was prepared. This guy did not finish. He has not gone through the four walls of the university. He has not done a lot of things he has not done masters. He's not done a lot of things. But today, I can send him to the biggest multimedia companies in the world because I believe in this boy. He has focus, he has vision, he sleeps in the office, he does a lot of things. He just shows commitment. So please, guys, that is all you need. One day I'll probably bring him on the studio as my guest. Sit tight, you be my guest on the studio, and you tell us about your journey. God bless you, Ope, for coming. Thank you very much. I see some other comments. So people are shouting out to Collins. Yeah, you can send money too. I'll put the link, and you can send money to him too. So thank you for coming. God bless you, Opeyemi. Guys, you've heard it from the horse's mouth. You heard it from the great guy himself, Opeyemi Ajayi. You can follow him on LinkedIn. You You can follow him on Facebook and just see what he's doing. Follow Genesis Cinemas. Genesis is doing the drive-through very soon. They're still going through some regulatory stuff, but it's going to be announced, and be sure I'm going to tell you about it. So stay tuned. Friday we're having a wonderful program. Okay, I'm going to jet you out of the studio now. God bless you for coming.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Having me.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Yeah. So, guys, next week, Friday we have Chidinma. Chidinma is a partner at Micro Traction. Chidinma is going to be talking about investment and what makes a startup investable. They invested in me when I started my business. They invested in the company, and today they're one of our investors. They've invested in so many portfolio companies that I know of, Rigby being one of them, so many of them, Bitcoins, and I can mention a lot. Cowrywise were also one of their first investments. So they've done a lot of investments, and they're still investing every day. So I'm bringing her on the show on Friday. So tune in, get your friends, get family, get everybody to listen into Chidinma and know what makes it investable for a startup. Don't miss that episode. It's going to be awesome. Just with Chidinma. And like I always say, create a tribe. If you have a business, if you know your customer, create a tribe. Create a tribe means it's a slogan I've been chanting for a while now. Know your customers. Know who your customers are. The whole company, the company I work for, Connected Analytics, who I'm CEO at, we build our whole infrastructure based on helping businesses. Businesses are dying in Africa. We can make that happen. Get your customer. Know your customer. Yes, build all the extras that you have to build, be your financial planning, build your operations, build everything, your inventory, but please know your customer. Know your customer. And if you want to have a conversation around this, I'll be happy to push you in the right direction to guys that can help you out, set you up on our platform and help you start using our platform wisely. We have big giants using our platform today. We have Enyo Retail. We have even Genesis Cinemas. We have a lot of people using our platform today, and they're using it wisely. They're making a lot of funds. They're getting their customers running and stuff like that. So even in the COVID era, we're thinking of how to help you grow. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. I love you bigly. Thank you, Medugu, for coming up. You've always been on the show. Thank you for all the guys, Steven, Doing, everybody, Olamide. Thank you for the team. I thank you, Cash, for doing an awesome job and working with me on this. Thank you for sharing my vision and my dream with the world. Thank you for making this a mainstay. We're going to keep helping people. We're going to keep connecting people. We're going to keep getting people jobs. We're going to keep getting people mentorship. We're going to keep helping businesses grow. We make Nigeria great. God bless you. This is me signing out. Thank you. God bless you. Till Friday when we meet again. This is me saying ciao.
Look around you, where you are right now. As you're watching this, look around your house. There are tools you have you're not using that can actually fetch you a whole lot of funds.
Forget about what people are saying. Don't listen to what people are saying. What people say about you or think about you is none of your business.
Many entrepreneurs want to build a business at the same time feed from the business. It cannot work. In Lagos,
but you just get to do something. Stop waiting for the manna to fall from heaven.
never you at any point think you have 100% strength. It's not possible. So as a leader, you focus on your strength 100%, then your weakness, you get someone to fill it in. Now, the person you are bringing in, ensure that the person's weakness is your strength.
You have to come with something to the table. So what are you coming with as a woman? What are you bringing? Is it your intellect? Is it your beauty? We all know that beauty doesn't help anybody. If not, I'll be where Dangote is today.
you are listening to me, don't try and sell what is not sellable if you don't have the funds to push it.
Thank you for connecting with Simeon Ononobi today. Live sessions hold every Tuesday and Friday at 5 p.m. Please turn on post notifications for live updates.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming. Stay tuned. Friday, same time, 5 p.m. God bless you.